All right, now let's talk our second model of fractions, and we are going to focus on the area model of fractions. The area model of fractions is that we can take any area, break it into equal parts, and it can be used to show a fraction. So here we have our very classic area model of fractions, because so many people like to tell stories about pizzas and cookies and pies. You can do a little bit of that, but don't do that much, because it's a little bit of an overused model, and it actually is not that helpful for students to always think about fractions in a circle like this one. So I'm going to go back to my fraction 2/3. We're going to hang out with 2/3 all day today. It's my favorite fraction. And with 2/3, I've got my whole. So here is my area, or my whole, and that is broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. Then I look at my numerator, 2, and I need to show 2 of those parts. So I've shaded those in blue. So 2 of the 3 parts are blue, so I've showed the fraction 2/3. Now this is the representation. Now let's look at what it might look like in the concrete. So here I've got my fraction 2/3. Remember, I'm always going to show my whole first. So here is my whole. And I'm going to take that whole and break it into how many equal parts? 3. Because our denominator shows that I'm breaking that whole into 3 equal parts. Now I look at the numerator, and I want to show 2 of those 3 parts. So here is an area, and I'm showing 2/3 of that area. Now I've got my fraction circles. Probably most of you have those in schools. You've probably got it to use in your classrooms, and they're okay to use. But in the same way that we're thinking about the fraction tiles and maybe how the Cuisenaire rods or number lines might be a little bit better to use for the length model of fractions, we have some other representations that might be better to use when we're thinking about the area model of fractions. So I'm going to show you a few of those now. So I could use a geoboard. Lots of schools have these, and many people think that they are a great geometry tool. They are a great geometry tool, but we can also use them for fractions. So here is my geoboard, and I'm going to show the fraction 2/3. So I'm first going to focus on the whole. So here I can take a rubber band. This is an orange rubber band, and I can break that rubber band into an area that has 1, 2, 3 equal parts. Then I take a different colored rubber band. I think I'm going to use a blue one here today. And then I can ring that around to show 2 of the 3 parts. So what fraction did I show? I showed the fraction 2/3. I can show it in many different ways on the geoboard. Here I have a whole broken into, and I can think about it as 1, 2, 3 equal parts, or 1, 2, 3 equal parts. Lots of ways to think about it. Get students to think about the fractions in a creative way. And I'm going to take my blue rubber band and ring around 2 of those 3 parts. And I can even do something a little bit crazy like this, all right? Here is an area, and I can think about that area as broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. And I can ring a rubber band to show 1, oops, did I make a mistake there? Oh, this is the one I was thinking about. So we can also use the rubber band to show the part of that is not the fraction. So here I used my blue rubber band to show 1/3, and so the orange rubber band shows 2/3 of the fraction. So we can do it in different ways, and that's what I was trying to show there. The other thing I'm trying to show here is that I also have an area that's not nice and regular. So it kind of got this like weird L or C or U if it's a sideways thing. There's lots of different ways I could describe this shape, but it is still an area. And if it's broken into equal parts, I can show 2/3 of the fraction, or in this way, I can also show 1/3 of the fraction. It can be any area. It doesn't have to be a nice clean circle or a nice clean rectangle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show what this is going to look like over here if I was using the concrete model. So I'm going to move my fraction circles to the side. You bring those back a little bit later. Here is a pretty extensive geoboard. So this is not the typical orange one that a lot of people have. This one's actually a 10 by 10 geoboard, which is really nice when we think about coordinate grids. You can use it for that. But today I'm just going to do my fraction 2/3. So here I'm going to show an area, and I can break this into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. Then I'm going to take a white rubber band and ring around 2 of those 3 parts. I can do it on this side, which is broken into squares. I can also do it on this side, which is broken into different triangles. So here I could do an area that is broken into, let's see what kind of shape I want to make here. 1, 2, I'll kind of make an interesting shape to show how this works. 3 equal parts. And then I'm going to take one of my rubber bands and show 2 of those 3 parts. So my yellow represents the whole, and my green represents the fraction 2/3. Now there's other ways that I can use the area model, and I'm going to show those on my slides. So here is a pattern block. So probably a lot of you have these in your classrooms. Early grades teachers might have them for shape recognition. Later grades teachers might have these for use with geometry tessellations. But I can take this pattern block and I can break it into equal parts. And whoops, I'm going too fast there today. And then I can show 2 of those 3 parts. Now if I wanted to show that with manipulatives here, I've got my pattern block, and I'm going to break that into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So this time my area is a hexagon, and I'm going to show 2 of those 3 parts. But the pattern blocks often allow us to do this in multiple ways. So here is a trapezoid broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts, and I can show 2 of those 3 parts. I can also put pattern blocks together to show larger areas and break those into equal parts. And there's one other manipulative that I don't have on my slides because it's kind of hard for me to draw them, but I can use Legos. So here is an area, and it's broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts, and my dark blue Lego represents 2 of those 3 parts. I could also have this stick that's broken into 1, 2, 3 equal parts, and I could put this turquoise piece on top. I'll kind of show it to the side like that to show the fraction 2/3. So it's an area that can be broken into equal parts, and that's what I can use to show the area model of fractions. So we've talked about we've got the pattern blocks, we just did the Legos. So we've talked about using the fraction circles. We also looked at using the geoboards. We looked at using the pattern blocks. You can also use the Legos. I didn't list them on here because it's probably against copyright rules, but I can say Legos out loud. But they're all areas where they're broken into equal parts, and I can show the parts of those fractions in that area.